Welcome back to our channel. That tiny dime could be a hidden treasure. Like and subscribe to uncover rare coins hiding in your pocket. In the year 1976, while the country celebrated its bicentennial with patriotic fervor, coins became a symbol of American pride. Quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins received special commemorative designs. But the dime remained unchanged: no banners, no drums, no dual dates, just the same enduring image of Franklin D. Roosevelt. It continued to be minted in vast numbers, circulating across all corners of the country without fanfare. For the most part, no one gave it a second thought. It was the workhorse of American currency, compact, dependable, and plentiful. The Roosevelt dime, first introduced in 1946, had by then been in circulation for 3 decades. Its profile, both literally and figuratively, was familiar. But 1976 held more than fireworks and commemorative quarters. Amid the billions of coins churned out at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, a small but consequential error slipped through the cracks. Not part of any publicized redesign. Not even intentional. It was born from a quiet accident, unnoticed at first, and almost completely lost in the massive tide of mass production. Derek Franklin didn't set out to find anything extraordinary. A retired machinist from Oregon, he had only recently taken up coin collecting to pass time after his wife's passing. He enjoyed the calm it brought, sorting through change, examining edges, comparing dates, and reading old numismatic journals. It was a personal journey, silent and therapeutic. One day in early 2024, while going through a batch of dimes he had picked up from a weekend flea market, a 1976 piece paused his rhythm that he almost skipped it. The obverse seemed typical: Roosevelt's stern expression, the word "liberty" arched cleanly to the left, "In God We Trust" nestled neatly beneath his jawline, and the date 1976 etched in its usual place. But something about the surface caught the light differently. The metal shimmered not like the clad coins he had come to expect, but with an unusual hue, richer, darker, with undertones of reddish gold that he turned it over. That's when the puzzle revealed itself: the torch, the olive branch, and the oak on the reverse appeared slightly compressed. More noticeably, the word "United States of America" looked doubled. Not by wear or damage, but by a slight, intentional echo, each letter shadowed faintly to the left. E pluribus unum floated unevenly above the torch's flame, and the word "one dime" at the bottom was oddly stretched, as if pulled from both ends. Derek set it aside, feeling the familiar tickle of curiosity that had once guided his hands across heavy metal tools on factory floors. Later, under a stronger light and a 10x loop, he noticed more. The ridges of the reeded edge were inconsistent, almost smoothed in places. The coin's weight came in at 2.61 grams, higher than the expected 2.27 grams for a standard clad dime. That discrepancy couldn't be ignored. He weighed it again. Same result. Again. Consistent. What he held, he suspected, was something extraordinary: a 1976 Roosevelt dime struck on a foreign planchet, or perhaps even on a leftover silver planchet, a relic of the pre-1965 era when dimes still contained 90% silver. But it was the doubling, sharp and mechanical, not bubbly or soft, that intrigued him most. That he packaged the coin carefully and sent it to a trusted grading service, detailing his observations but avoiding conclusions. Several weeks passed before the report returned. Confirmation came swiftly. It was a true double die reverse, class 4, most likely from a misaligned hubbing process. The doubling was clean and pronounced in the upper legends. What elevated the coin to rarefied air, however, was its metal content. The analysis revealed it had been struck on a 90% silver planchet, an anomaly that should have been impossible for a 1976 dime. Records showed no silver dimes were minted for circulation after 1964. A few special silver-proof coins were made for collectors in 1975 and 1976, but none should have entered regular production lines. The theory was startling: a leftover blank from a previous decade had somehow found its way into the striking chamber during regular 1976 minting operations. It was a ghost of past currency, brought forward into an era it didn't belong to. The discovery caused a stir. Collectors debated whether it was simply a proof error or a legitimate circulation mistake. But the coin's condition, its wear, rim softness, and absence of mirror fields, suggested it had never been part of a proof set. It had been struck and released, indistinguishable from its peers to the untrained eye. Once word spread, others began searching. Two more 1976 dimes surfaced in obscure collections, both with minor hub doubling, one with slightly elevated silver content. Yet neither matched the clarity, composition, or strike precision of Derrick's coin. Experts from multiple grading firms and numismatic scholars agreed, this was no mere error. It was a compound rarity, a double die reverse combined with a silver transitional planchet, misstruck during one of the most celebrated years in American coin history. Derrick's coin was placed up for private auction in late 2024. The bidding, expected to be moderate, quickly escalated. Not just for its physical oddities, but because of its symbolism. It was a coin from a year of national pride, bearing a face that had watched over the American people for 3 decades, yet harboring secrets that defied conventional mint records. The final bid reached $137,000, an astonishing number for a coin so often overlooked in change drawers and gumball machines. The runner-up coin, one of the two discovered later, sold for $61,000. The third, with less defined doubling and standard clad composition, reached $44,000. These prices weren't simply reflections of scarcity. They were reflections of the story, the mystery, the convergence of error and history wrapped in a single, tiny disc of metal. Today, collectors speak of the 1976 Roosevelt dime with quiet reverence. Not just for what it is, but for what it represents, proof that even in a year flooded with patriotic themes and fanfare, the humble dime had a story all its own. That in the shadows of official commemoratives, unnoticed by the public and even the mint itself, a mistake was born that would one day command both awe and admiration. Known examples of the 1976 US One Dime coin featuring the double die reverse and anomalous silver planchet are now valued between $60,000 and $145,000 depending on clarity, strike strength, and preservation. These coins remain among the most prized and elusive finds in modern American numismatics, a testament to the unpredictable beauty of imperfection. In 1997, the United States was in the midst of a decade marked by rapid technological growth and a booming economy. The year stood as a bridge between the analog past and the digital future. While computers were becoming household essentials, and the internet was weaving itself into daily life, the coins in circulation remained steadfast, humble pieces of history. Among them was the familiar Roosevelt dime, a small yet constant emblem of everyday American commerce and tradition. That year, the Philadelphia and Denver Mint struck billions of these dimes. Designed with the timeless profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak on the reverse, the 1997 dime seemed as unremarkable as any other. It was the kind of coin you would find in pockets, parking meters, vending machines, and cash registers, ubiquitous and overlooked. Yet, in the vast machinery of coin production, where precision was paramount but perfection was elusive, an error occurred. It wasn't glaring or immediately noticeable. It was subtle, a whisper of imperfection hiding beneath the surface that would later captivate collectors and experts alike. James Carver had always been fascinated by coins, but for him, collecting was more than a hobby, it was a journey into the stories that metal could tell. On a rainy afternoon in late 2023, while sorting through a jar of loose change he had amassed over the years, he spotted something unusual. Among the dull silver glint of dimes, one coin seemed different. At first glance, the 1997 dime looked typical, but the moment James held it closer, he noticed an oddity in the lettering on the reverse side. The inscription, United States of America, appeared doubled, clear, sharp, and unmistakable. The edges of each letter had a faint echo, as if two impressions were slightly misaligned. The phrase, e pluribus unum, and one dime also exhibited this shadowing effect. Intrigued, James examined the coin under his magnifying glass. The doubling wasn't caused by wear or damage, it was a classic double die error. What made this particular coin stand out was the precision of the doubling, crisp and well-defined, unlike the soft or blurry doubling seen in some other error coins. He checked the coin's weight and dimensions. Everything else appeared standard, but the unusual doubling was enough to pique his interest. He recalled reading about famous double die coins from history, like the 1955 double die cent or the 1973 double die quarter. But a double die on a 1997 dime? That was exceedingly rare and undocumented in many mainstream guides. James sent the coin to a renowned grading service to verify his suspicions. After weeks of anticipation, the grading report confirmed his discovery, a genuine double die reverse error. The coin was graded in high condition, a factor that significantly increased its desirability. This discovery sent ripples through the numismatic community. Collectors and dealers scrambled to find any similar examples, but only a handful surfaced over the next few months, none matching the quality or clarity of James's coin. Its rarity was unquestionable, and the provenance, being a regular circulation strike, added to its mystique. The story of the 1997 double die dime did not stop at its physical characteristics. Its emergence coincided with a renewed interest in modern coin errors, where collectors increasingly valued mistakes made not in centuries past but within their own lifetimes. The coin's connection to the late 20th century, a period marked by change and progress, gave it additional cultural weight. Auction houses soon caught wind of the coin's significance. When James's dime was put up for sale in early 2025, the bidding was intense. Experts and enthusiasts competed, aware that this coin represented one of the rarest modern numismatic anomalies. The final hammer price soared well beyond expectations, breaking records for dimes from this era. Over time, the value of the 1997 double die dime fluctuated but consistently remained in the upper echelon of collectible coins. Its story of accidental imperfection amidst an era of precision manufacturing made it both a cautionary tale and a prized artifact. That in physical terms, the doubling is most prominent along the reverse inscriptions, with subtle doubling noticeable in the torch's flame and the olive branch leaves. These minute details are crucial for collectors in authenticating genuine examples from counterfeits or minor variations. The coin's obverse remains standard, making the error all the more intriguing since it's confined to the reverse side only. The twist that keeps this story alive is how this error was almost lost to time. Early reports indicated that the mint's quality control nearly caught the anomaly, but some coins slipped through before the die was corrected. This limited window of production made surviving examples extraordinarily scarce. Today, collectors know that the 1997 US one dime coin with the double die reverse error carries immense value, not just in dollars, but in the story it tells about minting, chance, and the relentless quest for perfection. Depending on condition and provenance, these coins have been valued between $48,000 and $120,000, a testament to their rarity and the fascination they hold for those who seek the extraordinary in the ordinary. In 2010, the United States was emerging from the shadows of a global economic downturn, looking toward recovery and renewed optimism. The world was changing rapidly, with digital technology becoming ever more integrated into everyday life. Yet amid this whirlwind of progress, some things remained steadfast, like the steady production of the US dime, a small coin that had borne the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt for decades. The 2010 dime seemed like any other, practical, common, and mostly overlooked by the casual observer. That year, the US Mint struck millions of dimes, primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver facilities. These coins featured Roosevelt's dignified profile on the front, while the reverse showcased the torch of liberty flanked by olive and oak branches, symbols of freedom, peace, and strength. It was a design familiar to every American, a coin used daily in countless transactions, its details so well known they were rarely scrutinized. But beneath the surface of this everyday object, something unexpected was taking shape. Amid the precise, rhythmic strikes of the coin presses, a subtle error was born, an error so slight that without a keen eye, it would have remained invisible to the vast majority of people. Margaret Ellis was an avid coin collector, someone who found joy in the smallest details and stories each coin could tell. She had spent years gathering coins from different eras, focusing on those with unusual characteristics or errors. One autumn afternoon, while examining a fresh batch of dimes she had acquired from a coin roll she'd purchased, her gaze fell upon a 2010 dime that immediately caught her attention. The coin looked typical at first, but something about the lettering on the reverse side made her pause. Upon closer inspection with her loupe, she noticed a faint doubling effect on the inscriptions, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. The letters appeared to have a shadow, a precise, well-defined echo that didn't belong. This doubling wasn't due to wear or damage, it was an unmistakable double die error, a minting mistake where the die struck the coin twice with a slight misalignment. Her heart raced. Double die errors were a numismatic treasure, often the result of an early-stage minting process oversight. Margaret knew such errors could elevate a coin from everyday currency to a prized collector's item, especially if the doubling was clear and the coin remained in good condition. She carefully compared the coin to others from the same year and found no matching doubling. Realizing the rarity of her find, Margaret decided to submit the coin for professional grading and authentication. Weeks later, the official report arrived, confirming her suspicion. The 2010 dime exhibited a genuine double die reverse error, preserved in excellent condition. News of the discovery spread quickly through collector circles. The 2010 double die dime was not widely documented before, making Margaret's coin a significant find. As more collectors searched their rolls and collections, only a handful of examples surfaced, each one confirming the error's limited production. The coin's value began to climb as auctions and private sales drew attention to its rarity. The allure lay not just in the doubling itself but in the coin's connection to a modern era, a time when minting processes were highly automated and errors increasingly rare. This unexpected mistake, emerging from a period of near-perfect production, fascinated numismatists who saw it as a modern-day anomaly. Over time, the value of the 2010 double die dime fluctuated with market demand, but it never lost its status as a sought-after error coin. Its story reflected the delicate balance between human oversight and mechanical precision, the unpredictable nature of minting, and the thrill of discovery. Physically, the doubling on the coin is most evident on the reverse inscriptions, especially around the words, United States of America, and the motto, E pluribus unum. The torch's flame and the olive branch's leaves also show subtle signs of doubling upon close inspection. The obverse side remains unaltered, making the error a curious case of a single-sided doubling. An unexpected twist in this narrative comes from the coin's near disappearance. Shortly after the error was detected, the mint reportedly corrected the faulty die, limiting the window during which these coins were produced. This tight production timeframe means only a very small number of these error dimes exist today, many likely still hidden in circulation or private collections. Collectors now see the 2010 double die dime as a symbol of chance and rarity in the modern era of coinage. Its value, depending on condition and market interest, ranges between $35,000 and $75,000. This range highlights both the excitement of owning a piece of minting history and the ongoing quest for perfection, where even a tiny misstep can transform a simple dime into a remarkable treasure.